Alright guys, so let's talk real quick about some modded Deinonychus. Hopefully we'll get the name right each time I say it. I tend to mess it up. But we'll talk a little bit about it. Obviously the Deinonychus is the new dinosaur that was introduced with the new map Valguero. Pretty amazing dinosaur. Is basically a feathered raptor. It can do a little bit of climbing. It's got a pretty good bleed attack. And it can actually latch onto a lot of dinos. Are these Deinonychus over here? There you go. There you can see what these guys look like. I can wipe these guys out pretty quick. Hold on. Get these guys out. But you can see up on the top left, you can see that we're taking a pretty good amount of bleed damage there. Now this is on a modded single player just to kind of show and spawn in these guys so we can take a look at each one before we actually go out and try to tame them with an Eternal. I like to do a little bit of testing of these dinos, and plus I like to kind of show you guys a couple of videos on these guys. But this is the vanilla Deinonychus. Definitely a cool guy. All kinds of different color variations, but the vanilla one is definitely one of the favorite new vanilla dinos that's come out in a long time. And they're just a lot of fun. The climbing that they can do is actually a lot of fun too. I guess we should have done that. Just kind of reminds me of climbing picks a little bit. It is a little bit weird the way it works, but you can basically jump up on things. I don't know, it's really good. And then they don't take too much fall damage. There you go. Just really cool climbing mechanic. Now they also can jump lateral, which is a little bit harder to kind of figure out. Hold on, let's see if we can get it there. There you go. So they can kind of just hang out here, and they can jump left and right as well, which I think is pretty cool. I think they're definitely a unique dinosaur, and it was a good addition for this Chalk Hills area where it's a lot of places to jump around and do things. You can see we were doing some testing and died earlier. So that's the vanilla Deinonychus. Now let's talk about the Eternal versions. If you guys don't know a lot about the Eternal mod, it's a huge dino overhaul mod that replaces a lot of the dinos or adds to them by giving you a whole bunch of different tiers. It's got a really cool tier system, changes the way that you have to tame them and a lot of the functions of the dinosaurs. So let's just talk about a few of them. Let's get rid of this level up thing on here. Let's just talk about the tiers that we have right here for the Deinonychus, the new dino. LK worked on a modded version of each one of the tiers, and they're pretty cool. Let's talk about them real quick. So obviously, first one is just the Eternal Deinonychus. This guy is like the base level, slightly above vanilla. Usually Eternal is just barely a boost. Sometimes they have some kind of different functionality, or they might do something a little bit different, or they gather a little bit different depending on what they do. So I haven't been able to play with these guys in game too much. They're gonna have really good stamina, so they're gonna have a lot better stamina. Usually they're a little bit just a little bit more beefed up version of the vanilla version, and they usually have some really cool skins. Like the Stegos are all purple, the Ankies I think are purple, and this guy's got a really cool like all blue. Definitely a good model. I like these models. You can see they completely changed out like the way the feathers look and stuff. Really cool. So that's the Eternal. That's the vanilla. That's basically the +1, the actual Eternal version. And then we'll talk about the Elemental version. So the Elemental versions are really cool. These ones can be tamed normally as well. You knock them out and then you tame them. The Ice one though is an evolution. Eternal has a really cool evolution system that you'd have to get further into the mod to really see what it does. We've got tons of videos on Eternal if you want to go see some of the evolution stuff. But you've got the fire, the poison, the ice, and the electric. And these guys are pretty cool. If you attack with these guys, I don't know if there's anything over here for us to even attack. Let's see if we got something up on this peninsula somewhere. There we go. There's some vanilla Deinonychus that we can go take out. Look at that, 520. Now with Eternal, what's cool too, if you guys don't know, dinos spawn in at level 600. So let's go ahead and go take these guys out. And you're going to watch as we attack, we're going to do the elemental attack with it. Well, it's kind of hard to tell when they get taken out on first shot. But they do get electrocuted. So let's go ahead and spawn in. Let me spawn in something a little bit bigger that can show you the actual elemental attack. Here you go. Alright, so I'm not going to be able to take this guy out on my own, but I'm going to attack him real quick, and then we'll go over there and actually mess with him a little bit. So if you get real close, you can see you got the teeth mark, just like on the vanilla guy. But the difference with this one is, when I get up there, we actually do the elemental attack as well. So you should see a little bit of buff down below him. And then you can see that he's still doing he's doing torpor, because he's a lightning guy. So does the poison one, and then he's also doing the bleed of damage too. So really cool. And the nice thing about these modded guys is they have ridiculous amounts of stamina, so they can continually do this. Let's see if we can get all 3 elemental guys to follow us over here real quick. Let's go like this. Yep, they're coming. Okay, hold on. Oh, well, no, he done messed up. So there's what it looks like when all of them attack. There you go. There you go. Everyone attacking. We've got the Prime and the Alpha attacking in there too, and they do a lot more damage. You can see the fire, you can see the ice, and he's gone. Good job, guys. So there you go. Elemental guys are pretty cool. If you attack with this guy, he does little bit of that electric stuff plus torpor. If you use the poison guy, it does torpor and you can eventually knock him out, which is really cool. And then the ice guy does that big blue flame that you saw. The fire one, oh no, sorry, this guy, the fire guy, does obviously like a big burning damage. Oh, there's another one spawned in over there. Perfect. We'll go mess with him in just a second. And so those are the elemental guys. A lot of fun with those three. There are those four there. Now, the next tier up is the alpha. Usually these guys will have a little bit more boosted stats. They'll definitely be a lot more powerful, and they're immune to some of the lower level torpor and different stuff like that within the mod. Let's kind of see how much damage this guy does. So this guy's doing basically double damage from what the elemental guys did. So definitely not too bad. How much health does this guy have? Okay, let's take him out. Good, good. There you go. Alright, so you can see he does quite a bit more. I don't think he has any beam attack or anything either, right? Make sure all the buttons, try everything so I don't miss anything. Usually when I do these little showings, I tend to forget one or two of the attacks. So that's the alpha version. That's the second highest tier of these ones that are here. And then there's the prime version. Prime is obviously the top of these individual ones. Some dinos have what's called an infernal tier, but that's another evolution thing that you got to look at later on. I don't know if they're going to add an infernal of this guy or not. But pretty amazing. This guy's a lot more powerful. He's probably going to do double what the alpha does in terms of damage. Let's go kind of check it out. And more important than that, he's also immune to most of the different types of torpor from all the little guys. So usually he can withstand a lot more damage from like different poison dinos. There you go. Yeah, 54,000. Definitely a big boost over those other guys there. Alright. As you can see, definitely not too bad. Let's go eat this Brachii over here real quick. And like I said, because of their really good stamina, they can do some really good climbing. So you can pretty much climb as much as you want, as high as you want, and you don't have to worry about this guy running out of stamina like you do with the vanilla version. There you go. Pretty amazing. There you go. And most primes are usually immune to fall damage, which the Deinonychus is kind of already that way anyway. So if you add in the fact that it's a prime. Alright. Let's go ahead and get over here. Get on this guy. There we go. So we can take this guy out pretty quickly. There we go, almost done. 190, 140, 80. Look at that. You can see all the bleed damage that's going on right there. He might actually just die from bleed damage. Again. Perfect. There you go. So there's the Prime Deinonychus. That's just a quick look at all the different Deinonychus that are in the Eternal version. Definitely a good addition that they've made just recently. We're going to try to go tame these within the actual version. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the scene from here back to regular Extinction Eternal. And hopefully we'll go tame these guys out in the wild if they're actually there. And if not, at least we got to see the ice version here, because that's something you won't see wild within the regular game. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think of the modded version of the Deinonychus. I think it's a really cool dino, and I think the modded version is just a great improvement on it. So there you go. The super amazing Deinonychus.